The movie Son of Babylon is not based on any one true event, rather this movie is a reflection of millions of true incidents. I have no doubt the story of this movie will stick in your mind for the rest of your life. But, at the same time there will also be a question for you that, as the best creatures in creation, that's how worthwhile we humans really are. I only ask that you all watch this brief film through to the end. Dislike the video if you don't like it. So without further ado, let's go to the main story of the movie. An old mother walks along a dusty desert road in Iraq. With her was her only grandson Ahmed. This old mom has been searching for her son for the last 12 years. Her son's name was Ibrahim. He went to war between Iraq and America 12 years ago, but since then he never came back. Ahmed also did not see his father's beloved face after birth, so he follows his grandmother to catch a glimpse of his father's beloved face. No one knows if Ibrahim is still alive, but she is a mother, and she is still hoping to locate her son. As it was time for prayer, Ahmed's grandmother stood on the side of the road for prayer, and Ahmed was waiting right behind her. Then a truck came that way and Ahmed tries hard to stop the truck, but the truck does not stop at all. The truck drove past them. When Ahmed's grandmother finished her praying, they started walking again. After going some distance, Ahmed got very tired. He said to his grandmother, "Grandma, I can't walk anymore. I am suffering a lot." His grandmother says nothing to him. She continues walking. And then a car started coming from behind. Ahmed's grandmother walked right in front of the car, and she forced the car to stop. The car driver started scolding Ahmed's grandmother a lot. Then Ahmed came from the side and greeted the driver and said that, "Please, help us." Then the driver asked Ahmed, "Where are you going?" Ahmed told him, "We will go to Nasiriyah." Hearing this, the driver said to him, "Are you crazy? Nasiriyah is 1,000 kilometers from here. I can deliver you to Baghdad at most, but for this you have to pay 500 dinar. Then Ahmed said, "No, I cannot pay more than 50 dinar. Then Ahmed's grandmother came and gave the driver 500 dinar, and they both sat in the back of that car. The car started moving towards Baghdad. Ahmed had a flute. This flute belonged to his father and he kept it with him very carefully as a memory of his father. He would try to play the flute whenever he remembered his dad, and still trying to do that. But, hearing Ahmed's strange whistle, the driver became very annoyed. The driver scolds him and forbids him from playing the flute. Ahmed became silent. After some distance the car has a little problem. The driver keeps the car on the side of the road. Ahmed's grandmother started praying as it was time for prayer again. The driver asks Ahmed, "Where is your mom?" Ahmed tells him, "My mom died when I was young." Then the driver asked him again, "So where is your dad?" Ahmed told him, "Me and grandmother are going to look for my dad. My dad was a very brave warrior, and I will grow up to be a warrior like my dad." The car started moving again. While moving, the car once came to an American checkpost. Because it was night there, all of them spent the night there. The next morning the car started moving again. They reached Baghdad. After getting out of the car, the driver wants to return the 500 dinar to Ahmed's grandmother. Then Ahmed's grandmother told him, "You deserve it." Saying this, she walks away. Then the driver handed that money to Ahmed. Ahmed received the money and he thanked the driver profusely. Then Ahmed and his grandmother started looking for the bus station in Baghdad, because they had to catch a bus to Nasiriyah. After some searching they found the bus station. Ahmed told his grandmother, "Nasiriyah's bus is too late." They both sit in a passenger lounge and began to rest. Ahmed's grandmother then took out a letter and handed it to Ahmed and asking him to read it. Actually, this letter was from Ahmed's father. Ahmed took the letter in his hand and said, "Grandma, how many times will I read this same letter? I have read it to you more than 100 times." The text of this letter was much like this: "My name is Yusuf and I came to war with your son. The Americans attacked our camp and your son Ibrahim was captured by them. He is being held in a jail in Nasiriyah." Basically, this is why Ahmed's grandmother is going to Nasiriyah. Ahmed's grandmother fell asleep listening to the letter. A little distance away Ahmed sees a boy about his age. The boy is trying to sell something. Ahmed goes to the boy to help him. In the meantime, the bus came there. Ahmed's grandmother woke up, but she wakes up and doesn't see Ahmed anywhere around. She looked around for Ahmed. After some time, she found Ahmed. The bus was very crowded, so Ahmed's grandmother took a lot of trouble and gave him to the bus through the window, but before she himself boarded the bus left. Seeing this, Ahmed started crying a lot, and Ahmed's grandmother also started running behind the bus. That's when the little boy whom Ahmed had helped, he ran and stopped the bus. In fact, if you help someone, you will definitely get something in return. Ahmed hugged his grandmother, and the bus started moving again. As the bus continues, the day ends and it becomes night. The bus also stops at the American checkpost, and there everyone is asked to fall asleep. But Ahmed could not sleep. When his grandmother tells him to sleep, Ahmed says, "Grandma, I am very scared. I think I'm going to die." Seeing the procession of death all around, the fear of death entered the mind of the little boy. Ahmed's grandmother says to him, "Idiot, does anyone else live forever? One day we all have to die." Ahmed's grandmother lulls him to sleep by telling him a story. The next morning, the bus started running again, but after reaching a place, the bus driver asks everyone to get down from the bus. He says, the bus will not move forward, because the war is still going on in Nasiriyah. So everyone got down from the bus. Grandmother and grandson started looking for Nasiriyah's road, but after a while they lost their way when firing started there. Then after much searching, Ahmed found their bus mates and he started following them with his grandmother. As they were walking over a river bridge, Ahmed's grandmother said to him, "Will you stand before your dad with your dirty face? What will your father think if he sees you in this state?" Then Ahmed's grandmother washed his hands and face and made him clean and wear him a new dress. Ahmed is very happy, because he will see his father after so many years. She started walking along Nasiriyah Road with her grandson with a lot of hope in her heart. At one point, they reached the gate of the prison. They went inside. They go to the information center of the jail. Ahmed went there and said, "Check my father's name. My father's name is Ibrahim Khalil Sharo. He is in this prison." But the man there told him, "There is no one named Ibrahim Khalil here." The man also told them, "You do one thing, a very large mass grave has been found nearby, you should go there and find out." Hearing this, Ahmed was very angry. He says, "My dad is not dead. Why should I go there to look for my dad?" Ahmed goes inside the abandoned prison and he kept shouting for his father. He said, "Dad, where are you? I have never seen you even once in this life. I want to see you once." Ahmed started crying and looking around for his father, but there is no sign of his father. Ahmed's tearful eyes mirror those of thousands of Iraqi children. Ahmed's grandmother also kept shouting at her son. She kept saying, "Where are you, dear Ibrahim? How long has it been since you never saw your son even once? Where will I go with this motherless boy? My dear Ibrahim, come back." Ahmed's grandmother took some soil from there and said, "Ahmed, I can smell your father here. Here was your father." The grandmother and her grandson started walking again, but Ahmed's grandmother was slowly falling ill. She was very tired, because all these years she has been looking for her son on the way to Iraq. Two tired people lie on the side of the road. Then they took a bus to Baghdad. In this bus, Ahmed met a man named Musa. The man is very good. He gave Ahmed and his grandmother some oranges he had. The bus continues, and Ahmed looked out of the bus window full of hope. After a long journey, the bus suddenly breaks down. Everyone was alighted from the bus, and Ahmed and his grandmother now have a man with them as a companion. All three of them walked along the road. On the road they hear that an unidentified body has been found nearby, and the body is kept in the nearby mosque. Ahmed's grandmother became distraught. They immediately went to the local mosque. At first, Imam Sahib did not agree to see the body, but at the tearful request of Ahmed's grandmother, Imam Sahib finally agreed, but the body was not Ibrahim's. They started walking again. After some distance they see a large fleet of corpses. They learn that another new mass grave has been found nearby and thousands of bearish bodies were found there. They went there again. The sound of people's cries and cries started around these corpses. After many searches, Ibrahim's body was not found here. A mother is so helpless, she cannot even find the body of her missing son. Ahmed hugged his grandmother and said, "Grandma, don't cry, I will find my dad." They sent away that man named Musa. Before leaving, the man gives Ahmed an address and he said, if there is any problem to go to this address. Ahmed said goodbye and boarded the bus again. They continued towards another mass grave. They reached there, and many people like Ahmed and his grandmother are waiting there for the skeletons of their loved ones. Thousands of skeletons are being dug up. There was only sobbing around. Some are identifying their relatives by their clothes. Ahmed approaches a volunteer worker and asks if there is a body of someone named Ibrahim. The worker tells him, no, and he also says, most of the bodies here are unidentified. Many more mass graves have been found nearby. You go there and search. Ahmed comes to his grandmother, and he finds his grandmother sitting next to a skeleton and crying. Ahmed ran and went there. Ahmed also started crying and said, look grandma, this is not my dad, his name is Omar, and the dead body next to is Jawad. Ahmed tries hard to stop his grandmother from crying, and then they started moving again. Ahmed's grandmother's health began to deteriorate more and more. She started to moan deliriously. She starts talking about his lost son Ibrahim's childhood. She says, Ibrahim was very mischievous as a child. He used to roam outside all day. Saying this, Ahmed's grandmother fell asleep. The car continues. When Ahmed wakes up, he asks, where are we now? Then a woman from beside, she says, we are in Babylon now. Ahmed was very happy to see this. He glances at the gates of Babylon. Ahmed looked at his grandmother and said, Grandma, look, we have reached the gates of Babylon, the story of which you used to tell me as a child. But Ahmed's grandmother left the illusion of this world and left by now. She would never again look for her lost child in the crowd of thousands of dead bodies. Ahmed started crying and calling his grandmother, Grandma, get up. I have never seen my father. But when you are gone, who will I be with? When I get hungry, from whom will I ask for food? But this little boy doesn't understand that. Once someone leaves this world, she never comes back. Ahmed held his father's flute and gazed into the distance. The car continues, and with it Ahmed's uncertain future. And this is where the movie ends. At the end, I will say only one thing. There are millions of unidentified corpses in different corners of the world, but they too had a family just like you and me, yet they are buried anonymously. Close your eyes and pray for them, because none of us know whether we will be buried with identity. I can't say anything more today. Stay healthy, stay well. If today's video has touched your heart, so please touch the subscribe button and subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.